sorrow hath eaten up my sufferance. I see you are obsequious in your love, and I profess requital to a hair's breadth, not only, Mistress Ford, in the simple office of love, but in all the accompaniment, completement, and ceremony of it. But are you sure of your husband now?
He's a birding, sweet Sir John.
What ho, Gossip Ford?
Step into the chamber, Sir John.
How now, sweetheart? Who's at home besides yourself?
Why, none but my own people.
Truly, I am so glad you have nobody here.
Why?
Why, woman, your husband is in his old loons again. He so takes on yonder with my husband, so rails against all married mankind, so curses all Eve's daughters of what complexion soever, and so buffets himself on the forehead, crying, peer out, that any madness I ever yet beheld seemed but tameness, civility, and patience. To this his distemper he is in now. I am glad the fat knight is not here.
Why? Does he talk of him?
Of none but him, and swears he was carried out the last time he searched for him in a basket. Protests to my husband he is now here, and hath drawn him and the rest of their company from their sport to make another experiment of his suspicion. But I am glad the knight is not here. Now he shall see his own foolery.
How near is he, Mistress Page?
Hard by at street end. He will be here anon.
I am undone. The knight is here.
Why, then, you are utterly shamed, and he's but a dead man. What a woman are you! Away with him! Better shame than murder.
Which way should we go? Shall I put him in the basket again?
No, I'll come no more in a basket. May I not go out till he come?
Alas, 3 of Master Ford's brothers watch the door with pistols, that none shall issue out. Otherwise, you might slip away ere he came. But that make you hear.
What shall I do? I'll creep up the chimney.
He will seek you there, on my word. There's no hiding you in the house.
I'll go out then.
If you go out in your own semblance, you die, Sir John. Unless you go out disguised.
How might we disguise him?
Alas the day, I know not. There is no woman's grown big enough for him. Otherwise, he might put on a hat, a muffler, and a kerchief, and so escape.
Good hearts, divide something, any extremity rather than a mischief.
My maid's aunt, the fat woman of Brentford, she has a gown above.
On my word, it will serve him. She's as big as he is, and there's her hat and her muffler too.
Go, sweet John. Mistress Page and I will look for some linen for your head.
Quick, we'll come dress you straight. Put on the gown the while.
I would my husband would meet him in this shape. He cannot abide the old woman of Brentford. He swears she's a witch, forbade her my house, and hath threatened to beat her.
Heaven guide him to thy husband's cudgel, and the devil guide his cudgel afterwards.
But is my husband coming?
Aye, in good sadness he is, and talks of the basket too, howsoever he hath had intelligence.
We'll try that, for I'll appoint my men to carry the basket again, to meet him at the door with it, as they did last time.
Nay, but he'll be here presently. Let's go dress him like the witch of Brentford.
I'll first direct my men what they shall do with the basket. Go up, I'll bring you linen for him straight.
Hang him, dishonest varlet. We cannot misuse him enough. We'll leave a proof by that which we will do. Wives may be merry, and yet honest too.
Go, sirs, take the basket upon your shoulders. Your master is hard at door. If he bid you set it down, obey him. Quickly, dispatch.
Come take it up. Pray, heaven it not be full of night again.
Oh, I hope not. How does leaf bear us much lead?
Aye, but if it prove true, Master Page, you have anywhere then to unfool me again? Set down the basket, villain! Somebody call my wife! Now shall the devil be shamed! Come hither, mistress, honest woman, the modest wife, the virtuous creature that has the jealous fool to her husband. I suspect without cause, do I, mistress? Do I?
Heaven be my witness, you do, if you suspect me in any dishonesty.
Well said, brazen face. Come forth, sirrah.
Are you not ashamed? Let the clothes alone.
I shall find you anon. Empty the basket, I say! Master Page, as I am a man, there was one conveyed out of my house yesterday in this basket! Why may not he be there again? In my house, I am sure he is. My intelligence is true, and my jealousy is reasonable. Pluck me out all the linen!
If you find a man there, he shall die a flea's death.
Here's no man.
By my fidelity, this is not well. Master Ford, this wrongs you.
Master Ford, you must pray and not follow the imaginations of your own heart. This is jealousy.
Well, he's not here I seek for.
No, nor nowhere else, but in your brain.
Help to search my house this one time.
What ho! Mistress Page, come you and the old woman down. My husband will come into the chamber.
Old woman? What old woman's that?
It's my maid's aunt of Brentford.
A witch! Have I not forbid? Down in my house! Come down, you witch! You hag! You come down, I say!
Nay, good, sweet husband, good gentleman, let him not strike the old woman.
Oh.
Come, Mother Pratt, come, give me your hand.
I'll press her! Oh, yeah! Out! Out! Out of my door, you witch! You hag! You baggage! You polecat! Out! Out! I'll conjure you! I'll fortune tell you!
Are you not ashamed? I think you have killed the poor woman.
Hang her, witch!
I think the woman is a witch indeed. I like not when a woman has a great beard. I spy a great beard under her muffler.
Will you follow, gentlemen? I beseech you, follow me. See but the issue of my jealousy. If I cry out thus upon no trial, then never trust me when I open again.
Let's obey his humour a little further. Come, gentlemen.
Trust me, he beat him most pitifully.
Nay, that he did not. He bit him most unpitifully, methought.
I'll have the cudgel hallowed and hung o'er the altar. It hath done meritorious service.
What think you? May we, with the warrant of womanhood and the witness of good conscience, pursue him with any further revenge?
The spirit of wantonness is sure scared out of him. He will never, I think, attempt us again.
Shall we tell our husbands how we have served him?
Yes, by all means, if it be but to scrape the figures out of your husband's brains. If they can find in their hearts the poor unvirtuous fat knight shall be any further afflicted, we too will still be the ministers.
Our warrant will have him publicly shamed, and methinks there will be no period to jest. Should he not be publicly shamed?
Come, to the forge with it then. I would not have things cool.
Sir, the Germans desire to have 3 of your horses. The Duke himself will be tomorrow at court, and they are going to meet him.
What Duke should it be that comes so secretly? I hear not of him at court. Let me speak with the gentlemen. Do they speak English?
Aye, sir, I'll call them to you.
They shall have my horses. but I'll make them pay. I'll source them. They've had my house a week at command. I have turned away all my other guests. They must come off. I'll source them. Come.
'Tis one of the best discretions of a woman as ever I did look upon.
And did he send you both these letters at an instant?
Within a quarter of an hour.
Pardon me, wife. Henceforth do what thou wilt. I rather will suspect the son with cold than thee with wantonness. Now doth thy honour stand in him that was of late an heretic, as firm as faith.
'Tis well, no more. Be not as extreme in submission as in offence. But let our plot go forward. Let our wives, yet once again, to make us public sport, appoint a meeting with this old fat fellow, where we may take him and disgrace him for it.
Oh, there is no better way than that they spoke of.
How? To send him word they'll meet him in the park at midnight? Fie, he'll never come.
You say he's been thrown in the river and has been most grievously beaten whilst dressed as an old woman? Methinks there should be terrors in him that he should not come. Methinks his flesh is punished, he shall have no desires.
So think I too.
Devise but how you will use him when he comes, and let us two devise to bring him thither.
There is an old tale goes that Herne the Hunter, sometime a keeper here in Windsor Forest, doth all the winter time at still midnight walk around about an oak with great ragged horns, and there he blasts the trees and takes the cattle and makes milk kine yield blood and shakes a chain in a most hideous and dreadful manner. You have heard of such a spirit, and well you know the suspicious idle-headed eld received and did deliver to our age this tale of Herne the Hunter for a truth.
Why, yet there want not many that do fear in deep of night to walk by this Herne's oak. But what of this?
Marry, this is our device, that Falstaff at that oak shall meet with us.
Well, let it not be doubted but he'll come. And in this shape, when you have brought him thither, what shall be done with him? What is your plot?
That likewise have we thought upon, and thus Nan Page, my daughter, and my little son, and 3 or 4 more of their growth will dress like urchins, oafs, and fairies, green and white, with rounds of waxen tapers on their heads, and rattles in their hands, upon a sudden, as Falstaff, she and I are newly met. Let them from forth a sawpit rush at once, with some diffused song upon their sight. We too, in great amazedness, will fly. Then let them all encircle him about, and fairy-like to pinch the unclean knight, and ask him why that hour of fairy revel in their so sacred paths he dares to tread in shape profane.
And till he tell the truth, let the supposed fairies pinch him sound and burn him with their tapers.
The truth being known, we'll all present ourselves, dishorn the spirit, and mock him home to Windsor.
The children must be practised well to this, or they'll ne'er do it.
I will teach the children their behaviours, and I will be like a jackanapes also to burn the night with my tabor.
That will be excellent. I'll go and buy them vizards.
My Nan shall be the queen of all the fairies, finely attired in a robe of white. That silk will I go by, and in that time shall Master Slender steal my Nan away and marry her at Eton. Go, send to Falstaff straight.
Nay, I'll tell him again in the name of Brooke. He'll tell me all his purpose. Sure he'll come.
Fear not you that. Go get us properties and tricking for our fairies.
Let us about it. It is an admirable pleasure and very honest knaveries.
Go, Mistress Ford. Send quickly to Sir John to know his mind. I'll to the doctor. He hath my goodwill, and none but he to marry with Nan Page. That Slender, though well landed, is an idiot, and he by my husband best of all effects. The doctor is well moneyed, and his friends potent at court. He, none but he, shall have her, though 20,000 worthier come to crave her.
What wouldst thou have?
Mally, sir, I come to speak with Sir John Falstaff from Master Slender.
There's his chamber. Go knock and call.
There's an old woman, a fat woman, gone up into his chamber. I'll be so bold as to stay until she come down.
Then I may be robbed, I'll call. Sir John, art thou there?
How now, mine host?
Here's a man that tarries the coming down of thy fat woman. Let her descend.
Ah, there was. Ah, mine host, that old fat woman even now is with me. Ah, yes, but she's gone.
Pray you, sir, was it not the wise woman of Brentford?
Aye, Mary, was it? What would you want with her?
My master, sir, Master Slender, sent to her, seeing her go through the streets, to know, sir, whether one Nym, sir, that beguiled him of a chain, had the chain or no.
I spake with the old woman about it.
And what says she, I pray, sir?
Mary, she says that the very same man that beguiled Master Slender of his chain cozened her of it.
I would I could have spoken with the woman herself. I had other things to have spoken with her from him.
What are they? Let us know.
Why, sir, they were nothing but about Mistress Anne Page, to know if it were my master's fortune to have her or no.
'Tis his fortune.
What, sir?
To have her or no. Go.
Oh,
The woman told me so.
I thank your worship. I shall make my master glad with these tidings.
Thou art clerkly, Sir John. Was there a wise woman with thee?
Aye, that there was, mine host. One that hath taught me more wit than ever I learned before in my life. And I paid nothing for it neither, but was paid for my learning.
Out, alas, sir, cousinage, mere cousinage.
Where be my horses?
Where be my...
Speak well of them, varlet.
Run away with the cozeners. For so soon as I became beyond Eton, they threw me off from behind one of them in a slough of mire and set spurs and away like 3 German devils, 3 Dr. Faustuses.
They are gone but to meet the Duke, villain. Do not say they be fled. Germans are honest men.
Where is mine host?
What is the matter, sir?
Have a care of your entertainments. There is a friend of mine come to town, tells me there is 3 cousin Germans that has cozened all the hosts of Reading, of Maidenhead, of Colebrook, of horses and money. I tell you of goodwill, look you. You are wise and full of jibes, and 'tis not convenient you should be cozened. Very well.
Where is mine host of the Garter?
Here, Master Doctor, in perplexity and doubtful dilemma.
I cannot tell what is that, but you told me that I make grand preparation for a duke. By my throat, there is no duke of that court knowing to come. I tell you for goodwill, adieu.
Hue and cry, villain, go! Assist me, knight, I am undone. Fly, run, hue and cry, villain! I am undone!
I would all the world might be cozened, for I have been cozened and beaten too. If it should come to the ear of the court, how I have been transformed and how my transformation hath been washed and cajoled, they would melt me out of my fat drop by drop and liquor fishermen's boots with me. I warrant they would whip me with their fine wits till I were as crestfallen as a dried pear. I never prospered since I foresaw myself as a primero. Well, if my mind were but long enough to say my prayers, I would repent. Ah. Now, whence come you?
From the 2 parties, forsooth.
The devil take one party and his damn the other, so they shall be both bestowed. I have suffered more for these sakes, more than the villainous inconsistency of man's disposition to able to bear.
And have they not suffered? Yes, I warrant spaciously one of them. Mistress Ford, good heart, is beaten black and blue, that you cannot see a white spot about her.
What tellest thou me of black and blue? I was beaten myself into the colours of the rainbow, and I was like to be apprehended for the witch of Brentford. But that my admirable dexterity of wit, my counterfeiting the action of an old woman, delivered me the knave constable has set me in stocks in the common stocks for the witch.
Sir, let me speak with you in your chamber. You shall hear how things go, and I warrant to your content. Here is a letter will say somewhat. Good heart, what ado here it is to bring you together. Sure one of you does not serve heaven well that you are so crossed.
Come up into my chamber.
Master Fenton, talk not to me. My mind is heavy. I will give over all.
Yet hear me speak. Assist me in my purpose, and I, as I am a gentleman, I'll give thee £100 in gold, more than your loss.
I will hear you, Master Fenton, and I will at least keep your counsel.
From time to time, I have acquainted you with the dear love I bear to fair Anne Page, who mutually hath answered my affection, so far forth as herself might be her chooser, even to my wish. I have a letter from her of such contents as you will wonder at, the mirth whereof so larded with my matter that neither singly can be manifested without the show of both. Fat Falstaff hath a great sea. The image of the jest I'll show you here at large. Hark, mine good host. Tonight, at Herne's Oak, twixt 12 and 1, must my sweet Nan present the fairy queen. The purpose why is here, in which disguise, while other jests are something rank on foot, her father hath commanded her to slip away with Slender, and with him at Eton immediately to marry. She hath consented. Now, sir, her mother, ever strong against that match, and firm for Dr. Caius, hath appointed that he shall likewise shuffle her away, while other sports are tasking of their minds, and at the deanery, where priest attends, straight marry her. To this her mother's plot she seemingly obedient, likewise hath made promise to the doctor. Now, thus it rests. Her father means that she shall be all in white, and in that habit, when Slender sees his time to take her by the hand and bid her go, she shall go with him. Her mother hath intended the better to denote her to the doctor, for they must all be masked and vizarded, that quaint in green shall she be loose enrobed, with ribbons pendant flaring about her head, and when the doctor spies his vantage ripe, to pinch her by the hand, and go on that token the maid hath given consent to go with him.
Which means she to deceive, father or mother?
Both, my good host, to go along with me. And here it rests that you'll procure the vicar to stay for me at church twixt 12 and 1, and in the lawful name of marrying to give our hearts united ceremony.
Well, husband, to your device. I'll to the vicar, bring you the maid, you shall not lack a priest.
So shall I evermore be bound to thee. Besides, I'll make a present recompense.